It's got a DVI port. That tells me a lot. It's several years old. So you have options. This thing, being it's old as it is, won't take the latest Windows. So it won't take Windows 11. It'll probably take 10. And do you know if that's what's on
I
here?
think it's 10 already.
All right. So we can go ahead and make it fast again. Put a little bit of effort into it if you really want to. But my recommendation, given the age of this machine, it's probably best that you put your efforts towards a new machine.
Okay.
It's after a machine is about 5 or 6 years old, like your hard drive is probably why it's slow, not because of a virus.
I think it's kind of full almost.
Okay, that also would slow it down.
Yeah.
So ultimately, one of the bigger issues is age. Even if it's in perfect condition, you can't run the latest software. The hard drive predictably fails after 3 to 5 years. So you could put a new SSD in here for $100. That's about what a modern SSD costs. But then it's like, I don't want anyone's feelings hurt if the thing fails of other causes 6 months from now. It'd be quite normal for the power supply to fail or the motherboard to fail after this amount of time. So I'd like to take a quick $100 in labor from you. You're still going to end up with an old machine that can't be upgraded to the latest. Now, right now, Windows 10 is still legit, meaning it'll get updates for security for the next 2 years. But once once it no longer takes updates, you can't run the latest browser, which means Edge can no longer be updated and Chrome can no longer be updated, which means not only are you lacking security updates at that point, but you eventually can't even render simple web pages. So like Netflix.com won't work, Yahoo.com won't work. So really, even if this thing were in excellent condition, after this 2 years is up, you won't have access to the latest versions because browsers get updated every 6 weeks.
Right.
So that's why there's literally over 100 versions of Chrome. We're up to like 108 or whatever. So that happens every 6 weeks. Sometimes it's bug fixes, sometimes it's performance improvements, sometimes it's feature updates. But really, I think you'll be happier if you take the $600 and put that towards a new machine versus paying me $100 plus another $100 to replace the drive. So, do you want to put $200 into this versus $600 on a quality replacement? That's where I'm going with this conversation.
If I do the 600 new,
Yeah.
do you build them here or?
Well, I can if you want, yeah, but that's going to be a higher end machine than this. And ultimately, if we do build a computer, there's an argument for building a computer. When you buy a computer off the shelf, like even a gaming rig from Dell or HP, you still only get a 1-year warranty. When you build a computer, you do get generally a 3 to 5 year warranty. Each part individually is warranted for 3 to 5 years. Even though you technically, if you had to hire me to put it all together, you're paying me the labor to do it, but you also get that 3-year warranty or a 5-year warranty for the motherboard or for the CPU or for the video card. You can easily spend $1,000 on a higher end video card. So you want that warranty to be more than just the 1 year. Even if you have that same sort of card that's marketed with, say, a Dell XPS or a higher end Dell, that warranty sticks with the whole brand. The whole model of that computer, which is just the 1 year, even if it's the same model video card that comes as a retail package. Part of that retail price comes with that better warranty.
So, and then the new one would have Word and Excel
No.
and those? No?
Okay, so there's 4 ways to buy Office. 365 is 2 of them. There's one, if this is your only computer in the house.
I have a laptop. So.
Okay, so if you buy $70 a year gives you 365 for one computer. $100 a year gets it for up to 6, which would include your 2. That also includes a cloud backup of a terabyte. So if you want to just get Office, you can pay the one-time copy of Office, which without Outlook is $150.
That's not bad.
But yeah, but that's one-time fee, but then you don't get cloud backup. So that's why for a lot of people, I'm telling just get the Cloud 365, which is what 365 is. It's the cloud backup plus Office. So you have options. And I tell people to do that because it's maintenance free. You don't really have to worry about backing up your data.
I see.
So with Office, no, a new computer, it's going to come with the commercial to pay for the new version. So like there'll be a shortcut built into the new version of Windows for you to click on, and then it'll ask you for the $70 or the $100 a year.
Okay.
So those
So
are
much
your
has changed because I haven't bought anything.
everything is
Wow.
subscription based. You can still buy the one-time version of Office. You have to know to look for it, but they really want you to spend the $70 or the $100 every year because obviously they're making money off of you.
Right.
As it's like rent versus owning a building.
Right.
There's profit to be made over the decades renting a property out. That's essentially a very similar profit a venue for software.
Right.
So if you don't need Microsoft Outlook, you can get away with spending the $150, but you can also buy the rental 365, so you're getting that constant service of backup. And of course, you can also sync it between other computers.
Yeah.
So if you have the two computers, you can guarantee your content's always the same on both machines. And then also the other argument for 365 versus say Dropbox, Dropbox is a third-party company. You're adding extra software that doesn't get built into the machine. You have to manually install it. That's why when I buy it, when someone brings me a brand new computer, whether it's a store-bought off-the-shelf computer or we build one, the first thing I do is totally reinstall Windows to get rid of all those ads.
I see.
So you have options.
Okay, so I don't know then.
We can,
Maybe-
before I even turn this thing on, we can say $200 to replace the drive. I mean, for proper diagnostics, I'm going to plug this in and see what it does. But if you're telling me it's basically slow, I can fairly predictably well predict that the drive is failing. It's a mechanical drive. They normally only last a few years.
I just think it's too full.
Okay,
Yeah.
that also causes the machine to become slow. But I'm just looking at what this thing is. It's an 8-year-old HP Pavilion. So you do have options. So let's go ahead and just turn it on and get a basic idea of what we're dealing with.
I was thinking I could add more space. That's what I was
Oh, a
thinking.
bigger hard drive, right. So there's another argument for just replacing the drive. So these days an SSD is the new technology. It's a more expensive technology, but it's also multiple times faster. So what I generally do is when I do this sort of repair, if that's the route we go, is replace it. And if you do have a lot of stuff, get a bigger one. And an SSD is a lot faster. Over the years, it's not going to be necessarily that much more reliable because you're still going to want to back up and expect it to fail after 5 years. That generally SSDs and mechanical drives, their failure rate is similar. So, but it is the better technology to go for. So it's basically, if you have a 1 terabyte hard drive in here, a 2 terabyte hard drive or an SSD is going to be about $200. So a mechanical hard drive, if we went that route, is basically half as much. Labor is the same. Let's go ahead and just turn this thing on and see how it performs. Alright, let's see. So I have basically shoved 4 or 5 options on your table. So let's see. Keyboard. Nice. Alright.
Yeah, once I started helping other people to do their job,
Yeah.
then it got slower. So.
Oh, so you were holding on to their content. Right.
Because then they're like, okay, can I get this thing again after
Got
a
it.
few weeks? I'm like, oh.
Got it. Let's just see how it performs. Oh, I think I have to turn it on to manual. Analog. There we are. Good. So, that's Windows 8.
Oh, you say?
Yeah, so this thing shipped with 8. So, yeah, and you get some updates that have never been done. You want to try to log in?
Yeah.
You're not related to a Joe Chacon, are you?
No.
Joey? Alright. Just recognize the last name.
Gotta remember the password. If it works, it works. I'm always surprised when it works
Well, now.
and when it doesn't work.
Got it. Okay, so I logged in, and it actually didn't take very long at all, did it?
No.
Yeah.
It's just too full.
Right.
A lot of stuff.
Got it. Let's go to your file manager and see what that drive looks like.
See, that's another thing too. I don't know how I did an update and I got that Skype for Business.
Yeah, that was
I want to get rid of it.
Yeah, Skype is part of Microsoft Windows now, and it has been for several years.
I hate it
I
because
know.
that makes my stuff slow.
Okay, so it looks like you're not that full. Your terabyte drive.
Really, I thought
Yeah.
it was this.
So no, this blue line here, that's how full it is. So you're only about 10 or 15% full. If it's slow, Windows 8, I didn't even think of this, but Windows 8 is kind of a buggy version of Windows. So, but the slowness is ultimately probably the mechanical nature of failures. That's a normal failure for a hard drive to show its age after
I thought it
5
was
or more
this.
years. No, so that's what's called a factory image. So if you were to just get a virus, one of the things you could do is hit that factory image and restore it to factory out of the box condition.
Really?
But
It's
that
too-
includes all that crap I told you about. That's why if you were to bring me the new machine, I'd ignore that, totally wipe the machine, start over with a very minimal version of nothing but Windows, so that you have nothing but Windows. Yes, Dino Tater, we'll take you
to
for
help.
out.
He wants to help.
Yeah, right. I know. So there you go. I think your hard drive is starting to fail. It's not that it's too full. Do you use OneDrive already?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're not signed in at all. So your stuff's technically not backed up, or do you use a mechanical drive?
I use a mechanical drive, like a thumb
Yeah,
memory.
got it. Okay, so and then it looks like you had Office 2013 installed?
Yes.
All right,
And that message keeps coming up. So
Got it.
whatever. Keep ignoring it.
got it.
That I wish I could get rid of.
Well,
And
Yeah, I don't know if you can totally remove Skype, but there we are. So this thing actually came up pretty quick. There's our desktop icon right there. So it looks like you also have some updates pending. But yeah, that's not necessarily going to fix your speediness. It's probably slow because your mechanical drive is showing its age.
like if you open one of the PDF things too, sometimes it does one PDF, then another version. It keeps
Oh.
swapping back and forth.
Got it. So you only have 8 gigs of RAM. That's kind of an anemic amount of RAM also. 8 gigs is just not that much. It's probably half what I'd recommend. I mean, that's enough to make the machine stand up, but not without hitting its head. So that's another thing to consider. Hi, this is Chris.
Hey Chris, this is Steve Winston over on 20th in Manhattan.
Yes, hi.
Hi, so I finally got my DVR delivered there. I was wondering when you might be available to try to pop that in.
DVR? I don't. Which device are we speaking of?
I got my camera, last time I talked to you, I told you my camera DVR blew, it's not working, at least from Detroit I can't get it to run, so I sent a new one in there. It really just needs to be plugged in. There's a couple little nuances, and then I had a computer to clean up maybe, and maybe my daughter's Apple computer. Nothing real complicated, but the DVR is pretty much a plug-in, but I wanted to know if when you had time, I would try to make sure my guy in Detroit, Tim, is available to, maybe just if you have any questions with IP numbers or something like that.
Well, let's talk again tomorrow in person. Are you available to do that?
Well, am I in person? You mean in California?
Oh, wait. So, yeah, see, I'm trying to get my bearings. I'm not even sure exactly what DVR we're speaking of. I remember vaguely the conversation, but I'm a little lost.
Okay. Well, maybe you don't remember. You came over to my house. Truthfully, I haven't been there in over 2 years.
Right.
But back in December 19, you were over at my house. You put in those Eros.
Right.
And I had a few problems with some of my equipment in my closet. But if you recall, I have my guy that's pretty particular about nothing gets messed up.
All right. Well,
you remember the house?
Not really, but I got someone here at the shop right now, so we could talk. I could actually call you right back after I'm done with him.
Yeah, whenever's convenient for you. I was just wondering, maybe you had a few minutes tomorrow, but yeah, call me back when you have a minute.
All right. Thanks. All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Bye. I have no idea what. I get some interesting requests. All right. So there we are. You got the 8 gigs of RAM, Windows 8. Windows 8 is kind of a problem to begin with. Let's just see how long it takes to open up. Well, that opened up nice and quick.
Yeah, but then sometimes I get messages like, "Oh, this thing is a new version" or something,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, well, you got an old version of Windows, an updated version, a out of date version of Windows, meaning you have updates pending. I already saw that. So there we are. You could put a few $100 into this, or you can move on and.
Get a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
how much it would be? Like a few hundred, like $200 or
Well,
something.
let's see here. So we already said an SSD. It's about $100 per terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 1 terabyte hard drive, but that's not really even what the issue is. You're not missing. You don't have overload of storage issues.
I don't know why I was thinking the recovery one was
Right.
the
Well,
problem.
if you don't know what that is, it's basically the CD. The old days of being sold a CD. That is
right,
that
I
CD.
remember. Yeah.
So that's all that is.
Okay.
So it's a tiny partition for nothing but the restore functions.
Mm-hmm.
So you could technically, for $100, put a $100 SSD from Samsung in the machine. They reinstall Windows, put Windows 10 on here because it does actually qualify for 10. Just know that it'll be obsolete after 2 years. So yeah, I mean, I'm only looking at $100 labor
Plus
plus the hardware.
like about what?
So now $100 for a Samsung 1 terabyte SSD.
So 200 everything.
Yes,
Versus 600.
for a replacement machine. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just know that you got 2 more years left. In
I
here.
was gonna say because maybe I should just do the new one because I know it'll last me a lot longer.
Right. I tell people when they buy hardware, regardless of what they spend, 5 years is about the life expectancy of this hardware.
So maybe then I would do the new one. I think.
Yeah, that's why I'd rather get paid and you be happy rather than this thing fail for some unrelated issue in a month.
Right.
Maybe your motherboard fails, maybe the power supply fails, and those are the sort of normal failures.
Wear and tear,
It
I
happens,
guess, right?
yes.
So let's do this. And where should I get one? Should I just go to Best Buy? Or
You
somewhere?
can, Best Buy, Fry's is gone. Best
Fry
Buy
was-
and
yeah.
Fry-
Too bad.
Best Buy and Walmart. No, not Walmart. What's the Costco?
Oh, Costco. Okay.
Yeah, if you have a Costco card,
Uh-huh.
they have a few things.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna
you do
search.
just do general paperwork and internet on here.
paperwork, email.
Yeah. So for $600, I don't even need to divulge what tech specs to worry about because $600 is going to get you the type of hardware you're going to want to do that sort of office work. As long as you're not a gamer,
No.
you don't care about what's under the hood. And that's, I mean, you could spend a lot less on a computer. You can spend $300 on a new computer, but there's reasons you spend $600. And ultimately, that's why I tell you that's where I want you to spend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I'll go for the new one,
right.
and then what else to be done? I guess.
You're going to choose to install Office. You can either pay the one-time copy of Office, which you could do afterward. You're just going to go to Microsoft and buy that later. You don't buy that with the computer. Now, what can be tricky is when you, like, I had a couple customers buy Office, discounted like $20 from Best Buy, but then it's a hassle because it's tied to Best Buy, and then Microsoft doesn't have it on record. And if you ever want to reinstall it, you got
Oh.
hassles of Best Buy being in the way because Microsoft's native account doesn't have that purchase on record. It's just a total mess. Then the customer ends up having to buy Office again,
Oh,
non-discounted, and it's just a hassle. So don't settle for a $20
$20.
discount. Yeah, all you're doing is saving $20 because they're taking a slight, they're getting their OEM sales pitch from Microsoft and figuring Microsoft's saying, well, Best Buy's doing a lot of our business for us by selling them Office.
Right.
And all they're doing is saving you $20 for a huge headache. And I've been paid hours of effort to fix the issue. And
Wow.
ultimately, all we did was fix the fact that they should have just bought Microsoft Office directly from Microsoft.
Manufacturer. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't buy software from a hardware vendor. Don't buy hardware from a software vendor. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
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 It's like when you buy a cell phone. If you get it through like T-Mobile, they
Yeah.
lock it. You
Right.
cannot go somewhere else.
Right.
But
Yeah.
unlock it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's really what I'm recommending. I'd
Okay.
love to get paid a quick $100, but I'd rather you get paid. You get good hardware, and I can still I can earn a few bucks by setting you up with a new machine and also getting your stuff off of this one.
Okay. So I could transfer the data. I can bring you this old one with the new one.
Yes.
And then you can help me
Yes.
just transfer everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That
sounds good to me.
That's what I like to do.
Okay. Let's do that then.
And just budget every 5 years for a new machine.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. I
Thanks.
really appreciate the advice.
Yeah. Alrighty. shut down Windows 8. There we go.
Too old now.
Yeah, well, the cosmetics have changed. Windows 11 now is the current, and your machine has to be like less than 3 or so years old for Windows 11 to work. This is what I use just to get online, but all I do is online. It's too old to take the new Windows. That's my router up top.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It looks like a speaker.
Oh yeah, it looks like a giant Bluetooth speaker.
It does look like those UE Boom speakers.
Yeah, right. So there we go. Just give me some sort of heads up if you want to come over, find out where I am. It's just me, so I'm off in somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Sweet. Alrighty. Cool. So, you're set.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Have a great day. Do you need help down the stairs at all?
No, this is cool.
All right.
Do you know about how long it takes to transfer data from?
It's, I mean, when you bring it to me late morning, it's all same day effort.
Oh, same
So
thing.
I'm charging you for an hour of labor.
Okay.
That's the $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Cool.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Okay, Tater, we're just about done for the day. Alright, there we go. And that's how you interact with the customer when no one knows what they're walking into. Don't fix your 7 or 8 year old computer. Alright, Tater, are you done for the day? I'm done for the day. If you catch me live, give me a call at 855-434-8787. Show up in the YouTube chat. If I'm not here live, I will answer that phone number. 713 South PCH is the new address in Redondo Beach. All right, I'm going to take off for the day. I may or may not be live.